The moment that you are on your deathbed, about to leave this world, you should have a net worth of $0.00. And if you don't, then you have missed the point of money. That is the message of this book, Die with Zero by Bill Perkins. In this book, Bill argues that what gives life meaning are experiences and relationships, and so we should aim to invest all of our money in experiences and relationships before we die. Because any unspent money represents wasted time and missed opportunities. Die with Zero is about using your money as a tool to live your life to the fullest. And in this video, I want to share 15 lessons from this book that changed how I view life and money's role in my life. And the first lesson is don't be too much like the grasshopper, but don't be too much like the ant either. At the beginning of the book, the author talks about the story, The Ant and the Grasshopper. And if you haven't heard this story, this is how it goes. During a warm summer, there was an ant and a grasshopper. The ant spent his days working hard, collecting seeds and preparing for the cold winter, while the grasshopper relaxed and enjoyed the warm summer. By the time winter came around, the ant was prepared in his nest with warmth and food to eat, while the grasshopper was unprepared, cold, and hungry. And the moral of the story is that we should all aim to be more like the ant and prepare for the future. However, the author challenges this story and asks, does the ant ever get to play? Preparing for the future is important, but it shouldn't come at the cost of sacrificing too much of the present. And so we shouldn't be too much like the grasshopper and only focus on the present, but we also shouldn't be too much like the ant and only focus on the future. The second lesson is money doesn't serve you when you're dead. This is a big theme of the book. In case you don't know, you, me, and everyone in this world will eventually die. And when that moment comes, any money that you did not spend is wasted money that never served you. For example, in the story The Ant and the Grasshopper, eventually they both will die. And when they do die, that excess the ant has left over is a waste. It's resources that never serve the ant. Being financially responsible is important. However, we shouldn't save and manage our money like we're going to live forever because eventually we're going to die and you can't take it with you. And unspent money isn't just wasted money, but it's also wasted energy, which brings me to the third lesson. Money equals life's energy. Now, this is a lesson from the book Your Money or Your Life, which impacted Bill Perkins' financial life. Most people don't see money this way, but money simply represents life's energy, meaning we trade our time and energy at a job in exchange for money. And so we should aim to die with zero because unspent money or wasted money is wasted life energy. And going back to the story of the ant and the grasshopper one last time, the unused resources the ant had represented wasted life energy, work that didn't need to be done, and days that weren't enjoyed. The reason we should die with zero is because wasted money represents wasted life energy. Now, how should we spend our money? Well, that brings me to the fourth lesson. Money is a tool to buy experiences. This is a big theme of the book. We work hard at our jobs to make money that we ultimately convert into experiences. Whether it's a survival experience like eating a meal at home or living in a warm house, or a beyond survival experience like going on a vacation or having a nice meal out. Money in itself doesn't have a purpose. It's when you convert it into experiences that it has a purpose, which brings me to the next lesson. Your life is a sum of your experiences. Now, as I just said, money is a tool that allows us to buy experiences, and these experiences we choose to buy or not to buy ultimately end up becoming the story of our lives. Whether that's enjoying a cup of coffee with friends, taking a trip with your family, or watching your child's sports game. There's a quote in the book that goes, "The business of life is the acquisition of memories." Your life is the sum of your experiences, and so it's important to use your money on experiences that you believe enrich your life. The sixth lesson is experiences gain in value over time. Now, when it comes to buying experiences, it's important to choose experiences that will gain in value over time, or what the author calls give memory dividends. And let me explain how memory dividends work using an example from my own life. When I was 19 years old, I took a 3-month backpacking trip through Europe. I'm 31 now, and although that trip is long gone, I've had the past 11 years to reminisce on the memories from that trip. And if I live to 90, I will have 70 years to reminisce on that memory. These years of reminiscing are called memory dividends. Once an experience is said and done, it doesn't stop bringing value in your life, but it gives you memories that you have the rest of your life to reminisce on. It gives you these memory dividends, whereas in the next lesson, stuff doesn't really gain in value over time. Now, although money buys experiences, experiences aren't the only thing that money can buy. I mean, most people are consumers and choose to spend their money buying stuff. However, the problem with spending money on stuff is that stuff doesn't give you the memory dividend that experiences give you. For example, my backpacking trip at age 19 might give me a 70-year return of reminiscing, but an expensive phone at age 19, once it's broken, won't provide any return. And so choose to buy more experiences than stuff, because experiences gain in value over time. 8. Invest in experiences early on. So as I said, if I live to 90, I will have 70 years to reminisce on that backpacking trip I took when I was 19 years old. Since I invested in that experience at a very early age, I will have a long time to reminisce on that experience. However, if I instead waited and took that trip at age 65, when I retire, I would only have 25 years to reminisce on the experience. It's important to invest in experiences early on, because the earlier you invest, the longer the memory dividend, but also because many experiences can't wait. Another reason it's so important to invest in experiences early on is because many experiences can't wait. For example, a 20-year-old can backpack around Europe, whereas a 65-year-old can't. And sure, they can still go to Europe, but they can't get the same experiences that a naive 20-year-old living on a shoestring budget full of energy and wonder can get. In the book, the author says, "We all die multiple deaths before we die. The teenager in us dies. The college student dies. The young parent dies." Life is full of seasons, and once a season ends, the opportunity to gain certain experiences might be gone forever, and so live each season to the fullest. Lesson 10. A person's ability to extract enjoyment from money declines with age. When you are young, because you have time, energy, and health, you are able to extract more out of money than an older person can. For example, imagine a 20, 40, and 70-year-old with $100 to spend. The 20-year-old might use it to put gas in their car, buy some beer and snacks, and go to enjoy a free concert at the park with friends. The 40-year-old might take his partner out for a nice dinner for an hour while someone is watching their kids. The 70-year-old might be too tired to leave the house and just pay for grocery delivery. As you get older, your ability to extract enjoyment from money declines. So again, live each season to the fullest. 11. Take risks when you have little to lose. As you go through life, risks become riskier because you start having more to lose. For example, if a 20-year-old took a risk to start a business and failed, by 30, they could just go back to the 9-to-5 world. Whereas if a 50-year-old took a risk to start a business and failed, they might lose their house, it would impact their family, and they might have trouble returning to the workforce. When you're young, you can take risks because you have plenty of time to recover. And so if you plan to take a risk in life, do it while you're young because you have a lot less to lose. 12. Give while you're alive. Now, many people might hear this philosophy and think that it's selfish and only for people who do not have kids, and ask, what about the kids? What about passing wealth on to your kids? Well, the author, who is a father, He argues that your children, whomever you're planning on giving your wealth to once you pass, would probably benefit sooner rather than later. For example, if you were to give an inheritance of $100,000 to your 70-year-old child, it wouldn't affect them as much as they probably have their own nest egg, a paid-off home, and be unable to do many experiences. Whereas if they received it at age 40, when they're busy in their lives, it would make that period of life much richer. Most people wait until they're dead until they give, but the truth is, people would benefit more sooner than later, most likely with your money. But also remember that your legacy isn't your money. Now, although it's important to give to your kids so they make their lives richer, it's also important to understand that your money is not your legacy. You see, many people, often extremely rich people, spend so much time making money that they deprive their children of experiences together. And although their kids might receive a big inheritance, they have few memories with their parents and could even feel resentful towards them for working so much. Money is important, and creating generational wealth is important. However, your legacy is not your money. Your legacy is the experiences that you create with people around you. Which again is why you should use money as a tool to buy experiences. Lesson 14. The real golden years are before age 65. So basically this book challenges the common idea in society that we should spend our adult years saving and investing, so once we reach an older age, we can enjoy our money in our golden years. However, the author challenges this idea, saying the golden years are your adult years, because these are the years when you have more time, more energy, and more health. We need to ditch this idea that we need to wait to old age until we start enjoying our money, because the real golden years are long before we retire. But once we do retire, and the final lesson is you retire on memories. Die with Zero is a book that encourages you to spend your money on experiences that bring value into your life, because as I said, your life is a sum of your experiences. Your life is made up of the days that you're living right now. And when all is said and done, when you're old and frail, what you'll have to look back on is your memories. And so don't reach the finish line of life, rich in money and poor in experiences. And use your money wisely, of course, to buy experiences and live the fullest life possible. And with that, muchas gracias, que tenga un buen día, nos vemos chicos.